So, adventure number 2 of December. And we're heading towards Wells next to sea, hyphen. And we're currently at, God knows what service is, but we've broke the back of it. Lovely facilities. We've got KFC and Costa Coffee and McDonald's and M&S and an actual dog walking area, which is good. And we're in the BM again. Van's still not done, but this car is lovely to drive, must say. Right then, we're going to go for the voiceover approach, nice and quick, and I'm just going to blast you through with a little commentary of what the hell's going on. So this was, I believe, I don't know, some kind of big boat. I didn't get the name of it, bad me. But look, the day after it was lighter. This will become more informative as we go. But for now, look at the wonderful sights. This is Wells next the sea, which appears to be a fishing town. Not a lot of fishing going on these days as far as fish themselves. Looks like they're mostly into lobsters and crabs at the moment. Some fish still going on. But yeah, we were there over the very late December. I think we were there from the 20th to the 23rd. So Christmas well underway as far as people on holiday and things just stopping happening because Christmas. So yeah, it was a quiet one. The port, very quiet, but just looks like this, it was a bit more of a, I mean, they say wells. I don't know if they mean these are the wells to a point or what were the wells next to the sea, but it's very far away from the sea itself, as you'll see in the video as we go forward. So yeah, it just fills up, allowing boats to come in and dock up on these kind of smaller bodies of water. I know nothing about how the sea works, as you can tell, and from my accent, I can't get further away from the ocean in this country, so that's Birmingham for you. But yeah, it was lovely. It's the first visit Pip, the dog, greyhound, had ever been to the sea, so that was cool for him. His first run on a beach. And yeah, his friend, the German pointer just there, that's Oz, or was that someone else's? Don't know, there was a few over there, but yeah, just to say that greyhounds get on very well with German pointers. Yeah, it's unbelievable really how they got on straight away. I mean, we've been working on this for about a year or so, but this was the first time where purely we didn't even tell the dogs they were meeting for a week. So complete surprise when Oz jumps out the car and approaches Pippin, and Pippin didn't mind at all, and he is a nervous boy. I don't know if you do go back into the channel, this was quite heavily a greyhound adoption, whatever kind of thing. Oh my god, I'm just rattling on. But yeah, go and check those videos out on how to adopt a greyhound or whatever, because we've been through that and that's all gone well since. But look at this, a cabin on the beach with a bit of mistletoe, all done up by, yeah, it's kind of like Airbnb for beach cabins. The sister booked this one in as part of our holiday, and it was bloody brilliant. You do get, you know, that little thing there, the bloody gas hob. You can't do any cooking in here though, but there was a restaurant just down the way, along with a really good forest walk. And yeah, just nice. It had some windbreakers as well, so you could improve your situation, because it was very windy, as you can tell here. Look at that. Good lord. But there's Pippin having a bounce around, which was lovely. Enjoyed that. Again, I'm the problem when it comes to letting Pippin off the lead, because I have no idea whether he's going to come back if he spots something he wants to chase, because that was his job before he met me. So wouldn't blame him if he did one. But look at that. He's having a good time. You got to egg him on a little bit. And then just after this, you'll see Pippin's first dip in the sea, which does technically count as the sea, I think. But yeah, look at that. Loved how it looked with the wind on the sand. That is cool as shit. So here we go. He wasn't tentative at all. He seems to like water in general. He'll jump into any kind of brook or reservoir edge if the opportunity arises. But yeah, he was straight in. Sorry his dress blew up. What a... Come on, guy. But yeah, super windy. Appears that greyhound eyes can put up with this much sand. Yeah, it was incredible. There you go. I'm going to try and not rattle on constantly over this, but I'm awkward like that, and I probably will. And now is not the time to stop talking, because look at that. It's a windy greyhound piss on the sand. Fantastic. Now, the thing we're actually having a problem with when we did land there was the lack of grass in the area, because we have tended to tell Pippin that the grass is where we wee and poo. And when you run out of that, I guess the last time Pippin was on sand was in the races. I'm not sure if they go toilet on the track. But after half a day or so, he was a little bit more used to it. But as you'll see later in the video, there was a literal patch of grass reserved for dogs on this beach side, well, closer to Wells, like the town itself, where dogs, that was the space for them to go and do their biz. So we were lots of walks down there, which was a good, maybe a quarter of a mile, if that, from the B&B. So it wasn't the end of the world. But even saying that, by day 3, Pippin didn't want to poo no more, so he pretty much held it in all the way until we got back to Birmingham. This is a weird kid. But right then, you got the sunset was looking lovely. By the end of this, we kind of rinsed the day out as much as we can, because obviously the sun buggers off at around 4:30 this time of year. And actually, I think this was the shortest day of the year. Was this the 22nd? Might have been the 21st, but yeah, absolutely limited daylight. So we did the most we could with it. And this is the day after. So yeah, here's the actual port, is that what you'd call it, in Wells itself. Lots of lobster boxes knocking about. This thing, there's the Wetherspoons toilets up there. And this was kind of reasonably mid-tide, I think. I think it was 2:30 in the afternoon was high tide. Okay, let's find out what I'm rattling on about. It's the first time I've had a chance on a quiet road with no one around, because I'm self-conscious like that, to give you an update on what the hell's going on. So we're at Wells next the sea, hyphen in between those words. So it's not next to the sea, I'm not sure why, but it is kind of by the sea. But this whole thing is kind of, it's like an in way for the water that fills and empties most nights, well, every day, because that's how the world works. And then yeah, so I think high tide was around midnight, and also around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, something like that. We came down here yesterday and went down to that end, which is where we hired the cabins, which I might actually start putting into order now. Maybe I should just do this bit of video now. Right, so yeah, we'll do the update first and let you enjoy it. But here you go, here's what we've got thus far. So it's a fishing town. That's their main ting over here, always has been. But it sounds like fish isn't the catch of the day anymore. It's mostly lobsters and crabs and crustaceans, and I think even whelks have taken a dip. So it's one of those. We haven't hit the local chippy because, I mean, the fish probably just comes from the same place as they do in Big John's in Birmingham, because we're actually not catching much fish here. Welcome to the official dog shitting area of this harbour. Not much grass around, and I'm sure if you're a dog owner, you probably have issues with whether your dog knows whether it's okay to shit on anything but grass, because you spend all your life telling him to do it on grass only. So looks like they have supplied a special patch of grass. There you go, see, wee-wees all around, just for the doggos, which is good. But apart from this, I mean, all that walk over there was full of places for pooing, and that's where we walked to get to the cabins. Bit of Coast Guard action. Whoa. Bit different. Jesus. Oh, I'm afraid I've inadvertently been a naughty boy as well, which wasn't the plan. I've been told to move my car out of the garage, which I thought was ours at the Airbnb. It's not, but our cottage is called Lugger's Yard, and cottage 5, Lugger's Yard. So if you label your garage as Luggers, and there's 2 garages called Luggers, and there's actually 2 houses called Luggers because it was 5 and 3, which are next door neighbours, you'd assume to park in there, wouldn't you? But it's justified. It's a civil issue. So a big thing here, I mean, it just looks like another, seaside town that has had all of their buildings turned into B&Bs, second homes and all that. Not a lot of people living here, but it looks like at the time there's just so many of these. So this was a pub, what, 1807 to 1904, amazing. But there's loads of this as you walk around. The blue plaques are pretty much there just to tell you where the pubs were. And there's loads of houses which are now shops. Yeah, it's all change of use as per. Here goes another thing. Norfolk Freeholders Public House right here. Now it's the site up, so I don't know if it was this building now because it's all changed all the time. Well, we're very limited on memory, so I'm going to make this quick. But what I was saying right then was just how you can conglomerate two ideals and just take the British pub. This is a Midlands thing at the moment, but I'm sure it's spreading. But the Desi pub thing that's going on started in the Black Country of West Bromway, I believe. But yeah, mixed grills, curries, and beers and football. It just seems to work, and there's a lot of money to be made doing that. Right, anyway, I'm going to shut up now because I'm running out of memory. Bye. Obligatory seaside chip shop. You're looking at £9.80, I think, for the cod or whatever, and then you're paying for chips separately. Off he goes. Off he goes. So this is Hayes Lows. No, Holt Lows. Holt Nature Reserve. Oof, that's pretty. Lots and lots of gorse. Just read that it was the Rothschilds that earmarked loads of land for nature reserve specification, which is interesting. Red Shield. Random cow in the bush. Random cow in a bush. Bloody hell. Explain yourself.
Looks like there's a little sign.
I mean, fair play. Got his tongue out, bro. Old Peggy. It's, where are we? Where are we? Holt. Holt. Christmas Holt. That's nice. Another greyhound. There we are. Hello. Hello there. Wowie. They're closed. Early closers here, aren't they? Right then, back into voiceover mode. Here's a weird pole that people have been adding feathers to. This is back at the forest walk, just by that beach at Wells next the sea. Oh my God, never going to get used to that. But yeah, it was lovely. Nice way to get out the wind. This is just on the last day, so we've been booted out the Airbnb before 10 a.m, which is always far too early. But then it always makes for a productive day, considering we have to bag a 3-hour drive after all this. But yeah, fantastic. Dog's having a great time. Here we found a fish, which I believe a seagull must have dropped, and it looked very fresh. Screwing. But Dog's very interested in that. So you can see the wind was still picking up. But it was lovely, considering it was December. I mean, it's still December, and it's still weirdly warm. It was like 15 degrees on some of these days, so impossible to dress for, because wind plus walking plus heat plus can't take coat off plus everything else. Just a terrible combo, isn't it? But we had a lovely time. Pippin his air conditioning system on up there, so he was doing fine. They have been on see, that's Oz there on the left. He's still seeking out a coat that fits him properly, but he's very good. One of the goodest boys I've ever met. And I'm afraid that's all I've got. So that's Wells next the sea. that was the holiday for the Christmas break to get our heads cleared, ready for Christmas itself, which has been and gone and was all a success and nicey. But yeah, thank you for joining. Yeah, I hope that made some form of sense, or at least a bit of light entertainment to kill the day for you. So yeah, thank you very much. This has been a Brummie Wonders. We're back in Birmingham now, so back to the stuff, as per usual, coming up next. But thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoyed that one.